Hello viewers, today we shall discuss the various subjective methods of determining the amplitude of accommodation. The amplitude of accommodation is the difference in dioptric power between the eye at rest and the fully accommodated eye, that is, accommodation A is equal to P or the dioptric value of the near point distance minus R, the dioptric value of the far point distance. From optics we know that the dioptric power at a particular distance is the reciprocal of that distance in meters. The far point is the farthest point at which an object's image falls on the retina with no accommodation, whereas the near point is the nearest point at which an object can be clearly seen when maximum accommodation is used. So this is the far point and this is the near point. In emmetropes and in ammetropes who are optimally corrected for distance, the far point is at infinity. The reciprocal of infinity is 0. So, the amplitude of accommodation is equal to the dioptric power at the near point. So, let's say the near point is at 10 centimeters. Then the amplitude of accommodation is equal to the reciprocal of 10 centimeters, that is 0.1 meters, that is 10 diopters. The near point and amplitude of accommodation may be determined by subjective or objective methods. The subjective methods are most commonly used clinically and include the push-up technique, push-down technique, minus lens technique, and modifications of the push-up technique. Among these techniques, the minus lens technique directly measures amplitude, whereas the others are calculated from the near point. The push-up technique is the most commonly used. The basic principle involves moving a near target closer to the patient's eyes until it first blurs. It is the most commonly performed with an RAF or Royal Air Force ruler. In ammetropes, the patient should be wearing his optimal distance correction. In an early presbyope, a partial near rad can be worn to help see the target at the beginning of the test. The clinician should sit directly in front of the patient to allow simultaneous unobstructed view of the two eyes. If the reading card is not properly illuminated, this can be provided from behind the shoulder of the patient. The test is performed monocularly, in which case the other eye should be occluded, and then binocularly. The near chart is positioned at 40 centimeters in front of the patient, and the patient should be told to view the smallest size text on the near chart. That is usually an N5 line. The target is then moved slowly towards the patient, who is instructed to indicate to you when the letters first become blurred. At this point, the patient is encouraged to attempt to make the line appear clear. If that is possible, then the target is moved closer to the patient till the target blurs again. The process is repeated till the target cannot be cleared after 2 to 3 seconds of viewing. The distance to the spectacle plane is measured to obtain the near point. If any lens other than the distance refractive correction has been placed, then the power of the lens that was placed during the test should be algebraically subtracted from the amplitude. For example, if plus 1 was added and the calculated amplitude is plus 4.5 diopters, the actual amplitude is 4.5 minus 1, that is plus 3.5 diopters. The basic principle of the push-down technique is that the target is moved away from the patient's eyes until it first clears. Also termed Sheard's technique, the minus lens technique makes use of the basic principle that minus lenses stimulate accommodation. Negative powered trial lenses are placed in front of one eye to blur a distance letter chart. The optically induced blur stimulates accommodation in an attempt to maintain a sharp focused image on the retina. The negative lens power is progressively increased until the smallest legible line of a distance Snellen letter chart can no longer be maintained in clear focus. Accommodative amplitude is determined by the strongest power negative lens through which the smallest legible Snellen line can still be read clearly. This technique is best performed using a phoropter and so is not performed binocularly, since excessive accommodative convergence can disrupt binocularity. The modified techniques have been described to make the results more relevant. The first one is similar to the push-down method, but instead of detecting the point at which the smallest line becomes clear, the patient is told to read a letter from a particular line when he can first do so. Another modification is used in children where an additional -3 or -4 diopter lens is placed in front of the eye. This pushes the near point a little away and makes it easier to perform the test. After the result is obtained, the -3 or -4 is subtracted algebraically from the calculated amplitude. Many clinicians have observed that patients show the highest accommodative amplitudes with the push-up method and lowest with the minus lens technique. Many take the average of the push-up and push-down techniques. Coming to factors that influence these subjective tests, a dimly illuminated reading chart may provide a poor stimulus to accommodate or may not allow an accurate recognition of defocus. An increased depth of focus can give a false high value for the amplitude of accommodation. The depth of focus is influenced by luminance of target, contrast, pupil size. The pupillary meiosis of near vision can increase the depth of focus. That often explains why the push-up method gives larger amplitudes of accommodation. As a reading chart is brought closer to the eye, this results in an increased retinal image size and hence increased legibility of the letters as they are brought closer. Near vision may also be improved through optical means such as multifocal contact or intraocular lenses, presence of astigmatism or ocular aberrations which provide some degree of multifocality to the eye. So that's it for today. If you like what you saw, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from AP's Ophthalmology Pulse. You may watch my other videos by clicking on the thumbnails. Please leave a note in the comment section if you wish for any particular topic to be covered in future. Look forward to regular updates. Thank you for watching.